We had lots of major iPhone news drop over the weekend for some weird reason. It kind of seems like everything just came all at once. But let's go over all of the new rumors, starting with Apple planning to move to a split iPhone launch starting in 2026 and 2027. So according to the information, starting in 26, Apple plans to change the release cycle for its flagship iPhone lineup. Apple will release the more expensive iPhone 18 Pro models in the fall, delaying the release of the standard iPhone 18 until the spring. The shift may be because of Apple planning to debut a foldable iPhone in 2026, which will join the existing iPhone lineup. The fall release will include the iPhone 18 Pro, the iPhone 18 Pro Max, the iPhone 18 Air, and the new foldable iPhone. Later in spring of 2027, Apple will then release the standard iPhone 18 and an updated version of the iPhone 16e. The less expensive iPhone models will undergo manufacturing trials in India as Apple expands its efforts to reduce its reliance on Chinese manufacturing. Now, this is kind of what Samsung does with its phone launches. The summer is typically being reserved for foldable phones. You have the Flip and the Fold, and then the first part of the year is typically for its Samsung Galaxy, S26, 7, etc. And that's usually around January or early February. Now, speaking of Apple's foldable phones, we have a couple of new rumors surrounding this. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman suggests that the foldable iPhone will offer up two key advantages over other foldable phones that are currently out on the market. So first, he said the foldable iPhone will have a nearly invisible crease when unfolded. So this means that the device's rumored 7.8-inch to 8-inch display will have a more seamless design for an uninterrupted viewing experience. Now, back when foldable phones were officially launched, this was kind of a problem. For some, people just couldn't get over the fact that you can see and feel the crease. It's gotten a lot better these days. The Oppo Find N5 is one of those standout ones where the crease has gotten better, and Samsung has certainly improved, but there is still more room for improvement for sure. Apple looks to stand out from the competition by making the crease less noticeable when the phone is in the open position. Second, the foldable iPhone will be equipped with a much higher quality hinge compared to some other foldable smartphones that are currently out on the market. So it did not really elaborate on this aspect, but Apple supply chain analyst Ming-Chi Kuo previously said the hinge will be made with a mix of titanium and stainless steel. And then for those who haven't really heard about this phone in general, other foldable iPhone specs that Kuo shared include a 7.8-inch inner display, a 5.5-inch outer display. You'll have two rear cameras, one front camera, a Touch ID power button instead of Face ID, and a high-density battery. He also expects the device to be as thin as 4.5 millimeters when unfolded, and between 9 millimeters and 9.5 millimeters when folded up. Lastly, we have a few more rumors for iPhones even further out in the future. So with the iPhone 19, for example, it seems as though Apple is planning to launch an iPhone 19 Air with a larger display in the second half of 2027, which is kind of funny news because we don't really have the first iPhone Air yet, which is heavily rumored to come this year and is expected to feature a 6.6-inch display. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how much larger Apple plans to go with this. Will it feature a 6.9-inch like the Pros? Well, the Pro Maxes, and then maybe we're pushing even further into the 7 inches. It'll be interesting to see how much further we go there. Also coming in 2027 is the 20th anniversary of the iPhone, and it's rumored to have a true edge-to-edge display with the device's front camera and Face ID system being placed underneath the screen. Stop me if you've heard this rumor before. This is certainly not a new rumor, but now it looks like maybe that's becoming more likely in the next couple of years. As a stepping stone towards this all-screen design, the report said that the iPhone 18 Pro and 18 Pro Max will be equipped with under-screen Face ID, with only a small pinhole remaining for the front camera on those devices. The all-screen design would likely be reserved for higher-end iPhones, so most likely coming with the iPhone 19 Pro models in September of 2027. So that was just a bit of the news that came out over the weekend when it comes to the iPhone, mostly the future of iPhones. I really like the new strategy idea of kind of breaking things up just a little bit so that we're not focusing our entire attention in September when it comes to the iPhones and kind of giving it more of a year-long release, but would love to hear from you in the comments down below. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you around in the next video.